Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to Amy Lynn Cooks. I love to cook, and today we are going to be doing 2 dinner recipes. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The first recipe today that I'll be making is lasagna. Lasagna is a great, easy meal that makes a lot of food. There's only 3 of us, so we'll definitely have leftovers. I'm going to be using ground beef. You can feel free to make a vegetarian version with mushrooms or maybe extra spinach. And also I'm using homemade marinara, but you can definitely use jarred marinara. Anything you have, just make sure to season accordingly. Here are the ingredients for this recipe. I also included Parmesan cheese, some black pepper, and fresh parsley, but I forgot to include them in this video clip. The first thing I did was cook up 1 pound of ground beef and onion. Once it was browned, I added 30 ounces of marinara. If you like extra saucy lasagna, go ahead and add more sauce. I then removed it from the pot so I could use that same pot to cook up my lasagna noodles, and I added the fresh spinach. The spinach will wilt since the sauce is still hot. Next, I added 1 pound of lasagna noodles to boiling water, and I went ahead and started on the cottage cheese mixture while the noodles were cooking. I cut up 4 tablespoons of fresh parsley. You can definitely use dried if that's what you have. And I added 16 ounces of cottage cheese, along with that fresh parsley I had just chopped up. I added 2 eggs, a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, and stirred it all up. I then realized I forgot to add the Parmesan, so I added 1/2 cup of Parmesan and 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, and I went ahead and stirred it up. Once the noodles are cooked, I drain them, I rinse them with cold water to stop the cooking process, and I get the lineup ready. So the mozzarella cheese, the marinara, the cottage cheese mixture, and the pasta. And I'm going to put that all in a 9x13 baking dish, starting with the marinara. So I spread the marinara across the bottom. It doesn't have to cover the whole surface, and I lay the noodles down. I actually trim the noodles so that they fit across the pan evenly, and I even kind of add them another one a different direction if I need to, if there's extra space. So once I evenly spread the cottage cheese mixture, then I will add the sauce, and I again evenly spread the sauce mixture. I did actually end up adding more marinara and more cottage cheese mixture to the remaining top 2 layers because I realized I had more than I thought. So here I am adding 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and I added this to each layer. And to the top layer, I put on 1 cup of shredded Parmesan. It's not a super cheesy recipe, so if you'd like it cheesier, add more cheese. And I baked it at 350 for about 45 minutes. Here's the finished product. We loved it. It was delicious. It would be great paired with a side salad, and it freezes really nicely. And it's good if you have a large family or if you want a lot of leftovers. The next recipe is General Tso's baked cauliflower. You can definitely replace the cauliflower with chicken if that's your preference. And I did use tamari sauce instead of soy sauce. You can use whatever you have or whatever you prefer to use. Here are the ingredients. White rice is the base, and then cauliflower, garlic, ginger, cornstarch, oil, dried red peppers, and a variety of sauces. First, I added 1 tablespoon of tamari, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and 2 tablespoons of oil to a small dish, and I mixed it all together. Once that was mixed, I added 12 ounces of cauliflower, and I mixed that together. Once it was mixed together, I threw it on a baking sheet, tossed it together a little more to make sure it was nice and coated. I baked it at 425 for 25 minutes, flipping halfway through. While the cauliflower is roasting, I will make the sauce. So it's 3 tablespoons tamari, 2 tablespoons rice vinegar, 2 teaspoons sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I will grate 1 tablespoon of ginger and 4 cloves of garlic, and add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and then I'll give it a nice mix until it's thoroughly combined. Once it was ready, I prepared the dried red chilies. So you can see 3 here. I ended up doing 4. I took all the seeds out. I added them to a hot skillet and I cooked them for about 1 to 2 minutes until I could smell the heat of the peppers, and then I added the sauce. I cooked the sauce until it was boiling, and then it was ready to add the cauliflower. So you can see the cauliflower is nice and roasted. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to the sauce, and then I'll give it a nice stir, and it's ready to serve. I served it over a bed of rice, and I garnished with sesame seeds and some fresh spinach that I had chopped up. We loved this General Tso's baked cauliflower recipe. Again, if you'd prefer chicken, go ahead and use chicken. The baked cauliflower had a really nice roasted flavor. It was tender on the inside, crispy on the outside, and the sauce was tangy, it was sweet, a bit spicy. I would recommend adding more of the red chilies if you want it spicier. It was much more mild than I thought it was. I've tried a handful of General Tso's sauce recipes. This was by far our favorite. We will definitely be making this one again. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.